proudly high on Montmirail since the middle of the 19th century. The state visit of Queen Victoria and Prince Albert in 1846 was the catalyst for the creation of the college, but the notion had been discussed many years earlier. It was in 1596 that Lawrence Baudin first put forward the proposition that there should be a college in Jersey. He had the support of the governor, Sir Walter Raleigh, but despite that, the project floundered. In 1669, the scheme resurfaced when Sir George Carteret found a way of paying for the college, ampo. He persuaded Charles II to impose a duty on wine, brandy, cider and apples. The first £150 each year was assigned directly to the college. But it still took almost 2 centuries for the dream to become reality, and even then only by the slimmest of margins. At the time, many families were sending their sons to France to be educated, and a college on the island would save great expense. But states members were still split on the need, despite the fact it was noted that there was a marked superiority in the education of the Guernsey men. The plan was eventually passed on the casting vote of the bailiff, and in May 1850, 20,000 people turned up to witness the foundation stone being laid. 2 years later, the college opened its doors for the first time.
I think the college started off in difficulty. It was founded as an English-run public school, or modelled on an English public school, with English being the language of teaching, in virtually a French-speaking island. That's sometimes forgotten.
In 1859, the Queen paid an impromptu visit to the school bearing her name. It was her last visit to the island, but not the last time that Victoria College received a royal visitor. In 1921, Victoria's grandson, King George V, and his Queen, Mary, became the second ruling monarch to set foot in the grounds. In 1935, it was the turn of the heir to the throne, Prince Edward, to pay a visit, one of the last official duties he performed before his ascension and subsequent abdication of the throne of Britain.
Over 6,000 school children gathered at Victoria College playing field. All of them were provided with Union flags to wave. But before he addressed them, the Prince travelled across the road for the main event of the day, the official opening of the Howard Hall. In the quadrangle, he inspected the Guard of Honour from the college's Officer Training Corps, which had been drawn up by Captain Eden. And there were loud cheers of God Save the Prince of Wales when the Prince crossed the road and addressed the island's school children, and even louder cheers as he announced a public holiday.
In 1957, Queen Elizabeth II visited for the first time and left many memories.
And John LaMarco and I had to hie up from the lunch at West Park and went up, of course, to be there when the Queen came. And I think people thought we were some sort of forerunner of the royal party, so they waved and cheered as we went up Mount Bingham. That's what I remember there. I remember, of course, also Philip Le Brocq.
I was lucky again both to be one of the head boy in 1957 when the Queen came, and my father had done the same in 1922, so my speech had a nice little link.
Now the official visitor for Victoria College, the Queen has been back several times to call on the school, including in 1989 when the whole school gathered in the grounds to hear an address.
May it please Your Majesty, we, the members of Victoria College, beg leave to bid welcome to Your Majesty and to His Royal Highness the Prince Philip.
One of the most memorable royal visits was that of Princess Anne in 1972. Here to open the new science labs, she'd lost her voice and was struggling to make herself heard. But all the boys did manage to hear the most important words.
I am happy to tell you that the headmaster has agreed to my request that you should have 2 days extra holiday.
The royal visits may have left a lasting impression on those boys who were there, but one element of school life no one from any school will ever forget is teachers.